Hello and welcome to Deliberately Creative. I'm Stephanie and I want to welcome you to a fun and peaceful crafting time. This time we are doing something you could do it with the kids, but it's also a lot of fun just to do it on your own, and then you can get the hot glue gun out. This sweet little building is a glitter house. And this little glitter house I show you step by step how to make. Fluid acrylic poured paper for this one, but you can make it with any decorated cardstock. Let's get started. Hey there, I am so happy that you joined me to do this project. This is the second time that I have done a glitter house on my channel. The very first time was back in December of 2015. My channel was only a month old at the time that I put that video up. And I'd like to hope that I have improved in my delivery. I am doing this glitter house with fluid acrylic dipped papers. This one is from the video that I will link right up here, that I pulled dipped papers for like 4 different projects, and this is leftover from the poinsettia project. Link up there. Sorry, it's the holiday season and I want to give you as many gifts as I can. Now, I do have templates already pre-made for the glitter house. This is my bigger template, and this is the little template. On one sheet of this paper, you can get 2 of the bigger houses and 1 of the little one off of one sheet of paper. So you can get 3 glitter houses off of one fluid acrylic poured paper, or any kind of patterned paper or white paper. You want it to be fairly heavy cardstock if you're leaving it white. You don't want it to be really flimsy, because the bigger it is, the harder your paper needs to be. I'm going to set the little one aside. I do have some templates that I've drawn out here for a door and for the windows that I'm going to put on this, because this one I'm not cutting the doors and windows out. I am going to glue the doors and the door and windows on. And in the old style glitter houses, that was definitely one of the ways they would do it. So I'll set those aside for a moment, because I will finish inking those up after we're letting this pink one dry. So materials I'm using, besides that paper, I have a glue gun. It's a convenience. I like using it just because it's fast and it sticks really quick. I have glitter. This is some Wow American Crafts glitter that I got in like a 24 pack of glitter for a very inexpensive price. I also have some diamond dust, and this is actual crushed glass glitter, and I would only use this on little houses that are going to be up high, away from fingers of small children. I have some Mod Podge for paper in case I want to brush some glue onto the finished house to sprinkle some of the glitter on. And I probably do, because that makes it look like frost for the lightweight glitter. Then there's also Explorer pack of mediums. It has a glazing liquid and a molding paste and a matte medium. I could use the matte medium actually for putting on the glitter too, but I like the idea of the molding paste because I can get some little snowy areas. Enough talking, let's get to work here. Start off, I am taking a template. Now, this template is just on a piece of cardstock, and it nicely fits side to side. And to make it so that you use as much of the paper as possible, I recommend fitting it all the way down. Let me see, there's something under there. Fitting it all the way down into a corner. Let's go ahead and zoom in. There we go. So now we have zoomed in. Make this a little bit easier to see. You see how I have this lined up all the way down at the bottom and on this one side? There's a little bit of a lip over on this side. I might even just leave that as a longer tab. So quickly, I am going to go ahead and put little slash marks here that are just extending these lines, it helps me to remember where my fold line is. Since I'm going to just draw quickly around all of these, kind of slide my pencil down inside there. This bit up here is part of the roof. And then we're going to go around here. Here's the other part of the roof. Now I am going to cut a piece that goes over the top. This is the roof support. How about that? That's the roof support. So now I'm going to go ahead and give myself those little lines to remind me of where the start and stop points are. And then here, I'm just going to go like this and draw in those little triangles. And yeah, it is kind of important to do that because that helps to give you the bottom edge of your little house. Now I'm just going to go like this and line up that line on this edge and the line on that edge. And I'm going to go ahead. Now, I could draw this with my pencil. I'll draw it with my pencil. But if you're doing this for yourself and not for camera, you can just take your embossing tool and just draw it. You could actually just do the whole thing with the embossing tool. And I will do that on this next line up here. Just so you can see. And I'll hold it up so you can see it. Wow, my line is really crooked. Let's just make sure that's a straight line. Nice thing about using a T-square is you can square up on the edge of that piece of paper. Oh yeah, I really wasn't paying attention when I drew that. I will make sure that your template has straight lines. Straight across. Now, I don't need to have that going straight across, and I'm not going to fold some of these spaces. So I didn't have to draw all the way across, but it doesn't hurt it to do that. Now I'll hold it up here so you can see. You see how that made a little dented line all the way across? You could skip that dent on these little roof bits. Then, let's see. Yep, we can see that. I am going to go like this and go across this one, line up, across this one. Now you do these lines. Ooh, I did not put my little X up there to know where I'm starting and stopping here. So let's just throw that little V in right there. So that way I know where I'm starting and stopping. That one, and lining up this way. And that one, and lining up this way. Now pretty much anything, wow, that, I need my flap to be a little bit bigger there. And that flap will come all the way down. And then that is a solid piece. The only other ones that I need to do is this one. Right here on this edge. This is the main flap that holds the whole square of the structure together. So by doing it when it's all one single piece, it makes it so much easier. The thing doesn't go slipping and sliding around on you. So now I am just going to grab some scissors that are for the craft room. I know these are for my craft room scissors because I've got paint all over them. Now, don't use your scissors. Oh, I forgot to do the up and down lines. Yep, I know, I heard ya. It's like, Stephanie, don't forget those lines. It won't fold nicely if you forget those lines. I've got something underneath of my, there. So that one there, just like that. And the last one right here. And line it up going down to that V. There. Now it will fold nicely. Sorry about that. But here we go. Clip and clip. Now you notice I'm not snipping. These ones down here, I'm going to go tight into the crook of the scissors and clip in and stop at that bottom line and clip in and stop at that bottom line. If I snip, that snip is going to tear the paper right here. I'll go ahead and show you. So if I go like this and I go snip, can you see where that paper just tore up? All right. You don't want that to happen. Now, it's not going to be the end of the world if it does, but it's just nicer to not have that happen. So go into the crook of your scissors, just like this, and head to that line. And do it on the other side also. And head to the line. And then you have a really nice, sharp, clean cut. All right, and then this one is just boom. Yeah. So now I am going to kind of rough cut, because it's easier to trim the paper out when there's less paper to hold on to. So we'll set that like that, and now go like this. Now I didn't draw my line straight. I can straighten it up with my scissors, just like that. Now, this line right here, it goes all the way to that score line. So, all the way down to the horizontal score line. Same with this one on the other side. All the way down to the horizontal score line. That makes it a little bit easier, because then when you snip across this, it just falls away. I like doing things that have a lot of impact for a little bit of work, you know? Especially at the holidays, when you're trying to get so many different things done, and you know, you want things to be done in a quality way, but you just don't have the time to devote to all of the wild and craziness. There we go. Make it a little bit easier for me to turn this. So now I'm just going to fold all of my flaps in. Oh, I didn't want to fold that one. Oh well, that's okay. I will remember not to fold the other one. It doesn't matter too much, you know, it's just this one folds down and these fold in. It's really very, very quick. It's surprising how quickly you can get this ready to go. Now, before I fold the house and glue it up, I'll flip it over and show you. I need to quickly get my windows and doors. So I have one that's almost all the way drawn. And you know, you can do this however you want. I actually put the windows and door on the pattern. So if you wanted to, you could cut on the main lines and fold on the dotted lines, and you would have a window that would open. And you could do the same thing with your door, where you would cut on the solid lines and do a dotted line for the hinge, and then you would have a door that could open and close. So that's what you could do. And then you could stick a little battery-operated tea light inside, and that's really cute, especially if you get the kind that flicker like little candles. So there's one window. To do that. Look at that sweet little door. All right, that's all we're going to do for that. So now, quickly, snip, snip, cut my doors and windows and door. How about that? You might be surprised at the wonderful looking things that your kids will come up with. So I'm going to put 2 windows on. I'm going to put 1 door in. Now the door I do want to have line up with the bottom right here with that fold. And just to make it fast and easy, I'm actually going to put this on with hot glue. You could do this with any kind of adhesive, or double stick tape. Use a tape runner. You know, use what makes you happy, what makes it easy for you, because, you know, just because people are so worried about, well, is it acid free? Is it going to last forever? It's paper, and it might last you for a few seasons, but eventually it's going to get crushed. I mean, most Putz houses or glitter houses were originally just, you know, paper and cardboard, and they were a poor man's decorations. They were not considered, you know, archival. Now I'm going to go ahead and fold those tall lines like this. Kind of straighten it up if you need to a little bit. That looks pretty good, actually. I'm going to go ahead and, let's see. I will go ahead and put the glue on this tab right here with that and line it up so that my bottom fold is lined up and that side fold is lined up. Just like that. Now, I'm going to go ahead and fold these little tabs in. I'm going to glue this down, and what I want to do is make sure to get that roof line lined up on either side. So, go ahead and give it some glue here and some glue here. Sorry. And then I'm going to set this down, and I might you've got just a couple seconds to sort of wiggle it and line it up the way you want it. If you get some extra glue on the roof, don't worry about it. You're going to be putting glue on the roof. So I am going to go ahead, I'm leaving that, you see how there's that extra flap on that? I'm leaving that right at the moment. I want to make sure that I can get this all the way to the top, and then I will just force a gentle bend, or I will set it down actually and draw with the embossing tool to make a little flap to go over the ridge. So right now, it looks like a little carton of milk. Isn't that sweet? And that's almost all the way glued down. So I'm going to tip this down like this and just see about drawing along that edge a fold line. And there we go. Just like that. You know, this does not have to be perfect. You know, it's just sealing up the roof. A little bit of extra glue, no big deal. Now, I think, let's see, do I want a white roof? All right, so I'm going to make a white roof. And I want to figure out how long and how wide it needs to be, because I'm making this up as I go along. And that's one of the neat things about doing this type of a project, is you can make things up as you go along. And I am going to just live dangerously. I'm going to leave a margin. So I've got it pretty much about 1/4 of an inch overhang on the front and the back of the house, just like that, about 1/4 of an inch. There's that. I'm going to set this down, put a ruler along that edge, and go like, ooh, I can even use this palette knife to draw along and make my fold. And I can see that I am not square on this piece of paper. So I'm just going to go like this and give myself an embossed line. You can maybe see it. Anyway, there's a little line right there. I can see it. And I'm just going to trim it off. Boop. Just like that. And then we have a little roof. Oh, that's cute. A cute little roof. And we'll get it lined up front to back. That's sweet. And it's going to look even cuter when it has glitter. So first off though, I'm going to glue my roof on. That's way more glue than I needed to glue the roof on. And you need to get it in place where you want it fairly quickly. There we go. A piece of the green to glue it down onto the green, wasn't I? Ooh, how's that? Oh, that's sweet. It looks like it's sitting in a garden. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go about like that. About 1/4 of the card. Well, half the width and about 1/3 the length. And I think I'm going to go ahead and just curve the corners. Curve the corner, curve the corner. There we go. Now you could make this stronger by gluing this down to a harder piece of cardboard. And I might do that after, but not right now. Right now what I want to do is just plant my house in its garden. Just get that glue on there. And then go, all right, I want the door going into the yard more. So I think I want to go this way. Like that. Look at that. Oh, think of the imagination play that you could do with kids. Especially if you did it where you had the little doors that could open, or the little windows that can open. So much fun. All right, so now what I want to do really fast, because this doesn't take a whole lot of time, is first off, I'm going to get my glitter ready. I'm actually doing this one for myself, that I can have crunchy hard glitter on this. It's not going to hurt anybody because I'm putting this way up high away from any kids. But what I want to do first is I'm going to use hot glue, and I am going to draw my snow on the roof, or my ice on the roof, and just put the glitter right onto that. Look at that. That is so cool. And then I think I want some that's coming across the edge, and it's sort of slid down the roof some and off that edge just a little bit. There we go. And maybe another patch of it right in there. And then pour the glitter on the glue and tap it off. Oh my goodness, look at that. You've got this really cool sparkly glitter on there. I'm going to do that on the other side really quick. Dust with it after a little bit. Let's see, let's have that really pouring down the roof. Just letting it run down the roof some. And this time I'm just doing the whole thing at once. Really get it heavy on this edge. I want it to sort of drip over a little bit, but not quite all the way off. So now the glitter is, we're going to get a little bit of glitter just brushed on to the rest of the house. And to do that, I need to clean up this glass glitter first. All right, so I'm going to pour a little bit of this Mod Podge for paper, which dries clear, and it's actually a thinner glue. And it seems to dry pretty darn clear because I've got some of that glue right here in my hand, and it's a nice clear. So it's actually probably less colored than my snow on the roof, but that's okay. I now am just going to get some of that Mod Podge, put it up underneath of the eaves, and start coming down the house and across the door. This is going to be a clear, sparkly glitter that's going to let the color underneath show through, but it gives you that pretty, glittery, oh yeah, perfect. That's perfect. That's exactly the way I wanted it to look. Under the edge of the eaves, and then down, and even across the window. Because this is a glitter house, and we want glitter on this glitter house. The nice thing about these little shaker bottles is that it doesn't overflow so hard and fast. Hardly anything is on this little card that's underneath. And I'm just dipping a little brush and then pulling it down and getting it up underneath of the edge of the eaves also. So sprinkle under the eaves and down the house. There we go. And one more. You see how quick this part is. And really, this project is something you could do this with kids. And if you didn't want to build your own house completely, you could get those little tiny milk cartons. You would just have to clean them really well. Now, I want my ground to look like it's got snow on it. So I am actually going to take some modeling paste and a spreader. Now, whatever I take out with this spreader is all I'm going to be able to take out, because I don't want to dip this knife back in my container. So whatever I've got is what I've got. But I want to put, it's kind of like spreading frosting, but I don't want to have it end up being really uniform. And I don't mind if I even like press it up against the house a little bit. There we go. I may end up, yep, I'm going to have to throw a little bit more hot glue underneath here. And squish that down into the hot glue. Oh, this is looking cool. It's looking very much like a Pacific Northwest lawn in the winter. You get the patches of snow and the patches of green still showing through. You don't really get drifts. Not here. But I'm going to go ahead and we'll say it kind of, they sort of cleaned up a path. That's something that my sister noticed about snow here. People don't go out and sweep the snow or shovel the snow around their houses very much here, because it doesn't last very long. Usually it's a day, and so it's kind of silly to go and spend all day that it's going to melt off and not be hanging out for a long time. All right, and then I think I want some of that big crystal glitter on here and a little bit of the sparkle glitter. So I think sparkle glitter is going to go in that path. And that's going to help keep the heavy crystal glitter from sticking to the path. Ooh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That is so pretty. Okay, guys, what do you think? Do you like this little house? New house for the new season? I really, really think that's sweet. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please click that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share the video with your friends. Make sure and let me know if you enjoyed this new project to go with the original one that I did back in 2015. This one's a totally different little house, and it's a new template. You can get the template on my deliberately-creative.com or on my Pinterest page under my templates. Thank you so much, and as always, go out, do something creative, take care of yourself so you can take care of those around you. And I hope to see you back here again really soon. Bye-bye.